doesn't get any more difficult than climbing 19,000 feet above sea level. It is bananas to even want to try to do it, but it's something that I am going to do. I'm going to be successful at it. I chose to climb Kilimanjaro. My childhood, the beginning. Well, I'm from London, England. Born and raised, went to school there. My parents are from Jamaica originally and migrated to London, so that's how I ended up in Great Britain. Rice and peas and the oxtails and the curry goat and all of that. You ain't taking pictures of my food, are you?
I sure am.
Don't you dare take pictures of my food.
This good food.
No, don't you dare. Oh my God. Anyway. We were a very tight-knit family. We did just about everything together. My mom, she worked as a registered nurse at night. My dad worked in the day, so I didn't have to stay with anyone. They made sure that they were taking care of me. And I've seen them work their butts off and get their first house, get their second house. This wasn't anything that was handed to them. They worked hard. My grandmother got sick after I was 15 years old, and we made the decision to come to the United States to take care of her. And by some miracle, she made a complete recovery. But we were here, and we just stayed. Brooklyn, New York, good old New York. I went to Boys and Girls High, right there on Fulton Street, and because I was so different, it was challenging for me. You talk funny, you dress funny, you look funny, and so it really was not the best experience for me in high school. It's very hard to fit into any group when you're kind of in between, right? You don't sound like me, you don't look like me. You're a black woman in America, and you got this funny accent. You hope to God you find a friend that is from the same place that you're from. As I got older, I was able to adapt, and it's a no-brainer. I am who I am. This is me, this is Denise, and how about that? Yeah. Denise in her 20s wouldn't be able to see past her current circumstance, to see that things do get better. I was a teenage mom, 2 children, and there are times where you might be out the house. You may be kicked out the house, in the West Indian household. She'll have another 2 in another 2 years. She's not gonna go to school. That cycle that we hear about. I had a scholarship for biology. I was planning to go away to college. And so this happened. After I had my daughter, my father came and visited with his first grandchild. And he said to me, okay, we'll take care of her full time so that you could go ahead and go to college and take advantage of that scholarship. And my answer to my dad was no. And my dad looked at me and he cried. What I saw in my father's eyes when he made that offer to me and I turned it down, disappointment. I saw hurt. I saw failure without getting choked up. I saw that he felt like he was a failure, and that's hard to see. And the day he left and went down the stairs and walked out, I knew in my mind I had made a mistake, but I wasn't going back. What I would say about the climb to Kilimanjaro, it is a spiritual journey. The closer we get to the time, the more it feels that way. I got married at 21, June 27th, 1988. We got married. We were friends for a while, and I think that's important. 31 years later, I'm still married to the same person who took on the role of daddy to his children. He makes me laugh still. Do we get on each other's nerves? Sometimes, yeah. A lot of the times. My husband, Curtis Hall, is my ride or die. We've grown up together. Water doesn't wash it away. It doesn't matter what you do. It's deep. Love is love. For 5 years, I made no communication with my parents after I had my daughter. There was no big argument or anything that I can say. Denise drifted. The way we met up and reconnected, I moved to this neighborhood. I didn't know my parents had also moved here. I went to a supermarket to do some grocery shopping. I bumped into my mother in the supermarket. Mom! She hugged me. She didn't turn the other way. She didn't pretend that she didn't know me. She hugged me. She hugged the kids. She said, listen, come by the house tomorrow. I'll make dinner. And that's how we all reconnected. I was emotional. My mom was emotional. My dad is always emotional. He's just a crier. You know, so he's always emotional. No one plans to be on a job 30 years. I actually grew up on the job because I started so young. Life happens. Children come along. Expenses come along. Bills come along. And so it makes it easier to stay. I worked hard. I got let go. And I went through a mixture of feelings. That was all I knew how to do. What do I do now? You know, for 30 years I was told to do this, do that, do this, do that. You get up in the morning, you leave, you go to work, you get up, you do the same thing every single day. You're almost like a robot, and you have no life. And that's the truth of it, you have no life. You lose yourself. Where did you lose yourself? But I didn't even know I was lost until they let me go. I decided to create my own experience and get to know who Denise really is. Reinvent myself.
That's why we do everything that we do. That's why she's training as hard as she's training. Literally to train her to beat this mountain. Now she's an athlete.
I've been told, well, that's ridiculous. You'll be the only one there. It's given me the ammunition I need, so that's okay. At the end of the day, I'm going to complete what I started. I will summit. And I will return to talk about it. I was asked by my coach, well, what do you want to achieve? You know, my mind has to be clear. My physical condition has to be optimum. I'm nervous. That's the truth. When I think about the mountain, it reminds me of the challenges that I've had in my life to this point. There are many things that we hold on to that we need to let go. We hold on to past hurts, past failures, and there are just some things that if you want to go into this next season of life, you have to let it go. And Tanzania, Kilimanjaro, yeah, that sounds like something Denise would want to do. When I summit, there's something I think that's going to take place spiritually for me, that when I come down, I'm not going to be the same person that went up. And that's the celebration, yeah. Your life is not over until you die. Don't carry your gifts, your dreams, and your visions to the grave. Day 2 completed. Hardest thing I ever did. Body's so tired. Can't wait to go to bed. Yeah. If you have a dream, you have an idea, you have a vision for something, don't take it to the grave.